Today's question: roads or public transport? Which one actually fixes city traffic? Let's see what a Band 9 answer looks like. If you are new here, subscribe now. This channel will help you improve your IELTS band score. The question is, some people think that the best way to solve traffic congestion in cities is to build more roads and highways. Others believe that improving public transport is a more effective solution. Discuss both views and give your own opinion. Here's the Band 9 model essay. The essay: urban traffic congestion has emerged as one of the defining crises of modern city life, straining economies, eroding air quality, and consuming millions of hours of human productivity every year. While some argue that expanding road infrastructure provides the most direct path to relief, others maintain that a strategic investment in public transportation systems is both more effective and more enduring. This essay will examine both perspectives before arguing that public transport improvement represents the superior long-term solution. Advocates of road expansion contend that existing infrastructure is fundamentally overwhelmed by the sheer volume of private vehicles now in circulation. Constructing new roads and motorways can, in the short term, increase capacity and allow traffic to move more freely, reducing commute times and easing bottlenecks that cost businesses and workers alike. In addition, upgraded road networks can deliver broader economic benefits by accelerating the movement of goods and improving workers' access to employment centers. From this standpoint, road building appears to be a pragmatic, immediate response to a measurable and growing problem. However, this position fails to account for a well-documented phenomenon that urban planners refer to as induced demand. Research consistently shows that new roads do not simply absorb existing traffic, they actively generate it. When driving becomes easier, more people choose to drive, and within a few years, congestion returns to its previous level or worse. Road expansion, therefore, tends to treat the symptom rather than the cause, delivering temporary relief at enormous financial and environmental cost. Those who favor public transport investment argue, by contrast, that the solution lies in making the alternative to driving so convenient and affordable that large numbers of residents voluntarily give up their cars. When cities commit to building reliable metro systems, high-frequency bus corridors, and integrated rail networks, the results can be transformative. Singapore and Tokyo stand as internationally recognized examples. Both cities have constructed transit systems of such quality that private car use has been significantly suppressed, resulting in cleaner air, reduced road fatalities, and measurable improvements in the overall quality of urban life. Crucially, public transport scales in a way that roads do not. A single metro line can move far more people per hour than the equivalent number of road lanes. In my view, the evidence strongly favors investment in public transportation. Traffic congestion is not merely an inconvenience. It is a symptom of a deeper structural problem: cities designed around the private car. Solving that problem requires a systemic response, not an incremental one. While road improvements may be justified in specific and limited contexts, they should not be the primary policy instrument. In conclusion, although road expansion offers certain short-term advantages, I am firmly convinced that sustained, well-planned investment in public transport is the most effective and sustainable strategy for alleviating urban congestion. Cities that prioritize integrated transit networks over road construction will be better positioned to meet the environmental, economic, and social demands of the coming decades. Essay breakdown. That was your IELTS Band 9 essay on traffic congestion. Now let us look at why it scores at the very top level and what you can learn from it for your own writing. The first thing to notice is how the essay opens. Instead of writing something predictable like, "Nowadays, traffic is a big problem in many cities," the essay immediately establishes the scale and human cost of the issue. Economies strained, air quality eroded, millions of hours lost. This kind of framing signals to the examiner from the very first line that this writer thinks precisely and writes with purpose. The IELTS examiner is looking for sophisticated English, and a sophisticated opening makes a strong first impression. The second paragraph presents the road expansion view, but notice how it does so generously. It does not dismiss this position. It gives it its strongest possible form, pragmatic, measurable, and responsive to a real problem. This is what Band 9 Discuss Both Views essays do. They engage seriously with both sides before making their own argument. If you write a weak version of the opposing view, the examiner knows you are not fully engaging with the question. Then comes the turn. The third paragraph introduces induced demand, a real concept from urban planning, and uses it to dismantle the road expansion argument from the inside. Notice the precision here. It is not just roads make more traffic. It explains why. When driving becomes easier, more people choose to drive. Specific, logical, and persuasive. If this is already clearer than what you have been writing, hit the like button. It helps me grow and produce better videos for you. The fourth paragraph is where the essay builds its strongest case. Singapore and Tokyo are mentioned not just as examples, but as evidence. The essay tells you what they did and what happened as a result. Suppressed car use, cleaner air, fewer fatalities. This is the difference between a Band 6 essay that says, for example, some countries use public transport, and a Band 9 essay that uses real-world evidence to support a logical chain of reasoning. There is also a crucial line in that paragraph that many candidates would never think to include. A single metro line can move far more people per hour than the equivalent number of road lanes. That is not just an opinion. It is a logical argument for why public transport scales better than road infrastructure. Band 9 writers do not just assert, they reason. The opinion paragraph is short, direct, and confident. It does not hedge. It states a clear position and explains the structural reason behind it. Cities designed around the private car are the root problem, and road building perpetuates that design. This is higher order thinking, connecting the policy question to the underlying urban philosophy. Finally, the conclusion does what all good IELTS conclusions must do. It restates the position clearly, without simply copying the introduction word for word, and it ends with a forward-looking statement about future cities. This gives the essay a sense of completeness and vision. Let us summarize the key takeaways. 1. Open with precision and depth, not a generic statement about modern life. 2. Present both views at their strongest before making your argument. 3. Use real-world examples with specific outcomes, not vague references. 4. Reason through your argument. Do not just assert. 5. End with a clear, confident conclusion that looks forward. These are the habits that separate a Band 9 essay from everything below it. And they are habits you can build. With practice, with good models, and with a clear understanding of what the examiner is actually looking for. I will see you in the next one.